Hi and welcome to the first episode of Corpsewater Unfiltered. In this episode I'll be explaining how to rip off the most iconic death metal logo in the world for as little as £15. So whenever I started Corpsewater, the original idea was to release an album for under £1,000, and that would include everything such as the recording itself, hiring session musicians, mixing, mastering, engineering, getting the logos done and the artwork done and the graphic design, pretty much everything bar the supporting stuff such as music videos, replication and PR. Therefore, I was going to have to try to do everything that's cheap without sacrificing quality. I'm sure you've already worked out how this went. So the first thing I was going to attempt to save money on was the logo. Priorities and all that. In the past, I've relied very heavily on friends to do me logos and stuff, so on this occasion I thought I would go for a bit more of a radical approach and actually tried paying for one for a change. So I contacted a few artists on Facebook and I found out pretty quickly that the going rate for a logo is between £150 and £250, averaging at about £200. I've no problem paying that for a logo under normal circumstances. It's only because I was trying to do everything for £1,000, kind of put that outside my price range. So I went to the only place where you can still pretty much get something for nothing, that place being Fiverr. I spent about a week trolling through Fiverr, going through every single logo designer listing that I came across in the hope to find one who could do logos at a high enough quality for ultimately a very small price. I eventually came across this guy who did logos at a starting price of £5 and a maximum price of £15, and I thought, yep, perfect. And his stuff looked really good. So we sent a few messages back and forth and I explained what it was I was after, and that was a death metal logo, something simple, quite straightforward and, well, readable, because I'd be a fan of that. Just something that really captured the essence of the band. During these messages he requested a reference logo, and I don't think there's anything that sums up that old school feel better than the Cannibal Corpse logo, so I sent him that. And a few days later he sent me back the Cannibal Corpse logo. So this experience kind of made me question just how realistic my goal was here, and that is to do everything for £1,000, or certainly made me realise that there are maybe just some corners that you just can't cut within this process. So first part, failed miserably. So thanks for watching, and if you'd like to pick up a copy of the album, the link's in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.